This is Melissa with Messy Missy Creates. I am back to show you what I did in my journal. I did finish the making of it anyway, the structure. I used, let's see, I did 3 signatures. I used, just to recap, I used that Paken paper that I showed you in the last video, or that, what other video it was. The white construction paper, just plain. And I sewed those in the first 2. And then the third one, I ended up using an elastic. And just to temporarily, put them in. I didn't use that middle one. I did go ahead and put that so that I have the option to sew it in later. So the first 2 signatures are plain. And I just divided up the month into 2 signatures. I didn't have to, but it was getting pretty, this is pretty thick paper, so I felt like I needed to, and I had room to do a third one, so I did. And then I showed you this in a video that I decided not to publish because it was a video on how I was going to temporarily bind them in, all 3 in, and then I remembered why that wasn't a good idea, or at least not for this purpose. But for something like this, it's okay, because this almost gives me, I used old music paper, old book paper. I taped the old book pages together with Tim Holtz fabric tape, or fabric washi tape. And then some old painted papers where I, was just cleaning off my brayer, where I tested stencils. Just stuff like that. Tested more sprays and stencils. Anyhow, so that gives you the option of using this part as like even a flow journal if you want, kind of within your journal. And I like having that. It's a way of keeping it it's contained in one. However, I have some pretty big, I'm not going to use the word expectations because that probably would not end well. I am going to attempt to use these first 2 signatures as more of a creative daily journal and incorporate the JunkjournalJanuary prompts. And that is sponsored by Meg Journals. And apparently it's a collaboration with Get Messy Art, which I am a Messian art. Well, I don't use the term artist, but anyway, I like to do art. I don't consider myself an artist. However, okay, so I printed this calendar. I thought about, I was going to use this as the front page. I made pockets in the front and the back. I was tempted to, I couldn't decide whether to use this, the junk journal prompts, or just a January calendar. If I can incorporate enough of these prompts into this section of this journal, that's what I'd like to do. And if I'm not feeling one of the prompts, I just am not going to do it. I mean, I think there's always a way you can incorporate it somehow. It just depends on how big of a part of your page you want it to be. So I'm going to leave that in here for now, just so I have the prompts. I printed off a bigger one that I can actually cut the prompts and use as numbers for the day if I wanted to. I have this paper clip here, not only to hold that calendar in place, but also because I'm reserving this page, which would be the first full page, the first double page. I couldn't decide. I think I'd like to try doing the hand-drawn calendar in here. Allison at AJ's Inspired Life does that a good bit, or has been doing it recently. I like that. I don't have a planner. I don't feel the need to have a planner. I just don't, when I've had one, I just don't have that much to put in it, so half of it's wasted. So if I worked and things like that, that would be different. But anyway, I'm leaving that. I did put in an extra page so that I would have enough if I wanted to do that. Obviously, if I did that, I wouldn't need this. But for now, I want to get started. I need to get started, but I want to get started. So this will be my first first page, if I don't like incorporating them into this, or maybe there's one of the prompts that really speaks to me and I want to use this part of more of a junk journal, a true junk journal, then I have that option. If I'm, you know, moving along and am able to incorporate it into here, then into my daily journal, then I'm going to leave it that way. And then I would like to, and this might be being really big and bold here, but I'm thinking I'd like to do Marguerite Miller's collage prompts in this part of the journal. And wouldn't that be cool to have all three in one? That is why I did the bigger spine. That's why I did a little bit bigger journal. I had more options. Well, it's not that big of a journal. It's still actually smaller than a comp book, I think. But it's bigger than the first one I was going to make. But anyway, so onwards and forwards. The first page, the first prompt of January 1st, which it's now January 4th. We won't talk about that. But the first prompt is resolutions, which right off the bat, I'm like, I don't usually do resolutions. Not that I disagree with them. I just am not I'm not of the thought process of you turn a calendar page and it changes your life kind of theory. I do set some goals maybe, or some things. I don't know. Anyway, it's just not my strong suit, not my thing. But I did choose a word for the year. And so that is what I'm going to use this page for, kind of the word of the year for me. And maybe even I've got some other words that I cut out that kind of support that word, or maybe incorporating some goals. I'll call them goals, not resolutions. I'm just more of the person who, like with dieting, you start now. If you wait till Monday, you're not going to do it. Or it's going to break on Tuesday. If you're going to change your word, you change it right now. And that's kind of my thinking. Now, the one thing that the January 1st does encourage me to do, more than anything, is to start the journal. Because I would like to, it is one of my goals to have an entire year of filled journal pages. I know that's a tall order, and I know that it could possibly not happen, and I'm okay with that, but that's what I'm shooting for. So with that said, these are some painted papers. Some I went through and get this. My niece, who's been helping me, she looked at this basket and she's like, oh, those are all yuck, or those are all trash, just, you know, or they're used up or something. I forgot what her word choice was. I love her. I love you, Lisa. And she's like, okay, well, you don't need those. And I'm like, don't do that. That represents like days of work, right? Gel prints and stencil play, and they're not pretty. They don't have to be pretty. But I want to tear them, and I want to use punches and cut out whatevers. So, but it's just but I had fun doing it, right? That's the point. Or they're just the pages where I cleaned off my brayer, or was trying a new product or a new stencil, or anyway. So I do like this one though. I thought that one kind of turned out neat. It's just different. So, and I don't know what that was, or what kindergartner did that. No, I'm trying to remember what I was using. I might have been practicing with what do you call those, oil crayons? Anyway, not necessarily not something I'm good at or well versed in or anything like that. So, but I have, like I was telling you, I drug out a bunch of, I like to say unearthed, because that's kind of like what it was. All this stuff got packed up. And so now it's like Christmas all over again, right? I've got little baskets and bins of where I paused. I literally paused my life for, what, a year and a half? Almost. And just hit the pause button. I put baskets and all. I just put them away. And I said, well, I will take them out to play another day. So I do want to go through some of this stuff. Not all of it. I mean, well, pumpkins. We don't need pumpkins right now. But, you know, those little baskets of stuff that we all have if you journal. So I'm going to go through those. I picked these for now, I think, to use as some background pages. But I'm going to tell you my word of the year. And this is something that's been kind of bouncing in my head for a while now. It has physical meaning to me and it has spiritual meaning to me. So if you're a spiritual person, you might recognize it. I've been doing a class on Colossians, and Paul talks about striving. And by the way, this is the Brother Scan and Cut mat. Okay, so strive, and then these are the words that I cut out too: believe and create. And so those are sort of my supporting actors, I guess. But strive, Paul talks about strive from a standpoint of affliction, actually, and well, I'm not going to get into a religious discussion, but the definition, according to the dictionary, is to make great efforts to achieve or obtain something, or struggle or fight vigorously. And that, I think, is that's what caught my attention this last few months. And it is because I've been living that. I've been struggling and fighting vigorously to regain my physical abilities, or the what I had prior to a year and a half ago. So but now it's more of a, it's still physical, but it's more of a mental. I think you really need to get those last gains in physical therapy. I think you really have to, it's really a mental game at this point. It's still a lot physical, but you really have to dig deeper, I think. When I hit that 1 year mark in physical therapy, and I really had to shift into another gear, a deeper gear, to really allow myself to keep going and pushing as hard as I'm pushing. Okay, not enough about that. So, my first page is going to be about creating, striving, believing. So, these are some of the preset words and phrases, things like that they have. And this one, the reason why I still left it on the mat is because it's individual letters, and the last time I cut it, I lost it between the machine and my craft room. Of course, I moved craft rooms like 3 different times. This is like the 3rd table that I've been recording on in the last week. So it's a wonder, you know, it's a wonder I lost them. So hopefully the ceiling fan doesn't blow them off this table. And just trying to keep track of the time. I've got about 10 minutes before I have to leave for physical therapy, speaking of which. And then my niece is going to come back and help me some more. And then I think that's the last time before she leaves town again. So I'm going to miss her, and I'm trying to make use of the time I have with her, because I am fighting vigorously to get my junk under control. So this is, it actually was something that was in one of my baskets. I had printed it probably when I drew it, but it's just kind of my reminder to be me, to be creative, to be whatever she represents to me. And let's see. And then I have some other things. Oh, here's the one I misprinted. And so it's larger, and I'm going to use that one to cut the dates, and then I've got some pictures. This one of my father-in-law, they own a hobby train store, a model railroad, or they have for the past 20-something years, and they closed. Their last day of business was actually the 31st of December, so I went ahead and printed those. I'm going to put them on the 1st, because I think it needs to be noted, and I didn't do a December journal, and I just want to. Okay, I'm going to move this. I'm going to see if I can, let's see, create, believe. Oh, the other thing that if I had a goal for the year, this to me represents creativity too. It's a die cut. It's actually one I use for card making, and it's so cool. It's called a cover plate die cut. And it feels so cool. Anyway, okay, enough. Puppy stickers. I have stashes. I'm not necessarily a puppy sticker, but like my gold foil, these are gold foiled, my green foil paper, my red foil paper, my silver, red, whatever. Use the good paper is what I'm getting at, okay? This is one of my goals for the year. Yes, we all get focused on using scraps, which I don't consider this a scrap. I consider some of this a scrap because it's a cut off of what I used the paper for. But not only use your scraps, I'm trying to use my good stuff, because that is harder to me to use than my scrap. So, and my stickers, I need to use my stickers. So if there's anything that the last year and a half taught me, it was that life's too short, I already said, for bad glue, and life is too short to save all your stickers and your good paper. And use it or lose it is my motto at this point, because I have somebody helping me that says use it or lose it, but also that, you know, I know that things can change drastically just by waking up one morning. So, all right, these are some really fun papers. And I'm going to see, they're almost like handmade, I forgot what you call these, but anyway, they've got the threads woven through them. So I pulled out everything that represented like good paper, even though these are like little scraps of good paper. This is a textured paper, but it's all the ones I save and I touch and I feel them and I like them. I just don't always use them. Okay, enough about that. So I can either take this and go all the way across, or I can use, I like this color better. I could go all the way across. I'm gonna make that very thick. This is a pretty thick piece of paper though. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Perhaps I should cut. That's not going to stand out very well. That might. What do we think? That might be too drastic of a background for the whole page. Okay, so I'm going to do this. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Watch your ears. Okay, that wasn't as drastic as I wanted it to be. I have a ruler here. I can't find my tearing ruler, but I do have this one. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Yay, I did it. And it didn't even hurt. Okay, so I could do that. I think that's far too neat. Let's do it a little more organically. There we go. Way better, right? Use that one or that one. I could do that with it. Okay, maybe that works. I don't know. I'm playing. And then I've got to go. I think that's part of my problem, is that I know that I have to go very soon, so it's hard for me to focus when I know I have to leave. So I'm gonna have to hit the pause button. See, I need her to believe. Okay, that's where she goes. I think I'm gonna put strive at the top. I might put some color behind there. Maybe not this busy paper, but, and I certainly can't use this or that color won't show. But I think I'm gonna put strive here. I'm gonna cut my pictures. Oh, I got a squeaky stool. We also picked, well, we had already picked collards before the freeze, but I made a big pot of fresh collards. We then, in turn, when we were scooping them or spooning them out of the pot to, and these are collards that we grew, and they're, if you don't like that, it's probably a southern thing, I don't know, but it definitely is something that I like, especially fresh ones. I had never really ate them until I started growing them. Growing your own food really does help it helps you like things, let's just say it that way. I use that print to size, and this is just regular copy paper, and it's okay for you know, just journal grade photos. This is not you know, it's not going to be in a museum anywhere. But anyway, we cooked the collards, and then I have a touch cooktop, which, yes, that's great, sometimes not so great. And when we were making our plates, that's the term I wanted to use. When we were making our plates, we accidentally hit the up on, or on and then up on the burner. And before I knew it, I was in here. I think that was when I was doing the video where I was making the journal, or started making the journal. And I kept smelling something weird. First it smelled like peanut butter, and then it smelled like burnt something. And then finally I kept asking my husband, do you smell anything? He's like, no, because his sniffer doesn't work half the time. And he says, I finally went in the kitchen and I saw the smoke and whatever. Those collards are now ash. But anyway, but nevertheless, here's a picture of them, and I'm gonna put that on that date. I did not take a picture of the fire, because, you know, when something's on fire, you just tend not to think, let's take a picture. So I'll have to see how I want to arrange those. But this is what I have to represent making the journal. I can cut that down a little bit. All right, well, I've got to go. I'm going to pause this for a moment and see if I can get back to it. And I've got to go to physical therapy, so my ride will be here in just a few minutes. So I will, I'll catch back up with you in just a little while. Hello again. I have been just chatting and journaling and working away, and it did not record any of it. So I didn't get very far in the actual progress. As you can see, I did move that from down there to up there, and I actually got the one thing glued on, and then I was plundering through my painty papers and punched out some snowflakes with my snowflake punch that's now stuck on the paper. I should have fixed it, I guess, while I was starting over. I'm gonna plunder for a minute. My fan is blowing my letters everywhere, so I'm gonna put those up there. I was actually thinking about making a pocket, because I already don't have enough space for this one day. Of course, I don't have to put some of the stuff on here. I can cut back what I'm putting on, but why? Anyway, so I thought I would, what was the first? Traffic. Even back in this back part of the house, the traffic noise is bad. Oh, look at the little clear deer. Isn't that cute? Not that we need it. Oh, look. I think the first was a Sunday. Yay! What is that? I was looking. I thought I'd do a little tuck maybe, and... Oh, I know what that is. I know what that is. And I could have used, like, one of these girls. These are from Illustrated Faith, I think. And, well, there's a little pencil. How cute. It's a stamp, I think. Here's a little tag. Was thinking something a little bit bigger than this. Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's a football. Oh, look, I need some of these. But yeah, these were all things that I had printed out, and oh, that one might actually work better. These probably are from Pam, Pocket Journal Pam, and the numbers. And anyhow, they oh, here's a physical therapy one. I can use that for today. But I just thought I'd plunder in this. Huh, that has tag potential. How does it know you have? It has tag potential, you say? I don't know. I just know. Okay, here is some painty index cards. That definitely works as a journal. And I do care what color it is because I'll show you in just a minute. Okay, I'm going to decide from those. And then I'm going to stop plundering for just a minute. Well, in just a minute, I'll stop plundering for a minute. Okay. But I'm going to go through all of those. And I might bring you along if you're interested. If you're not, then that's okay too. But I'm going to try to... just clear off some... These are some little journaling spots. But I am going to try to finish a sentence. Oh, look, here's a 1. Oh, but I think I have a 1. Apparently, I'm not going to finish a sentence anytime soon. I'm going to go through and sort these, is what I was trying to say. Okay. I didn't really need any more fodder, but it's so much fun, you say. It is so much fun. Okay. She's going to have to go up here a little bit. And I think Grandpa's going to get a snowflake. And then the reason why they would need, I'm not going to use that deer, he's cute, but the reason they would need that I care what color they are is because this 2023 on this is cut out. Because the letters that I cut out for the cover. And so you'll be able to see it. But I thought that would be a neat little tuck. You know, journal on the back. I am not lacking for these. Allison from AJ's Inspired Life, Allison gave me these a while back. While back. Let's see. And this would be live simply, be grateful, give love, laugh lots. Well, that pretty much sums up and matches that page. Oh, you can't see what I'm plundering in. So does this. Oh, they still smell like gum. That is so funny. The gum boxes, which now I use that gum all the time. Just so I can have the boxes. In a nutshell. No, I think, oh, I do like that. If I need another one. Okay. Well, that was pretty painless, I think. Well, it was for me. I don't know if it was for you or not. Okay. Oh, and I have some bigger ones. Oh, no, they're not. I thought they were bigger. They are. Here's some bigger ones. If not, I have 2 boxes of these. So I don't want for any. I mean, we always want for more stuff, right? I don't need any more. Just like all the rest of the craft supplies that we get that we don't have to have. Kind of like that greetings. Oh, but I really love that saying. Okay, that one's gonna have to wait. It's a good generic one. That one's okay. Attitude of gratitude. Well, I was gonna put a picture on, so I don't want it to have. I'm gonna try these. Okay, now look, I got more choices. More things to pick from, more choices. So if I glue him down like this, and then these can all go in the little tucks, and I can save my index cards, or I can use there we go. Oh yeah, I forgot about the collards. He could actually go on, yeah, he could do that. Do we want a snowflake behind him? No, not really. Okay, so I could put these on, and then I can write the story on here. Or I can put one of these blank index cards on there. Okay, so next is the story about the collards. And these are the plants. This is not, obviously not the collards that burnt. But, yeah, that was, oh. And then I was sad because that was a big pot of collards that got ruined. And the verdict is still out on my pot. And that was my big pot. It's a 16-quart Biltmore, and it's a very expensive pot. And it was also one of the last gifts that my mom gave me before she died. So it has some sense. I mean, it's a pot. I get it. But, you know, not to mention, it's a great pot. It's fabulous because it cooks all the big things. You don't have to worry about it boiling over. I'm sitting here talking about a pot. Okay. We got a journal to do. Okay, that's going on here. We're making a decision just like this. Look. Looky, looky. Okay, so in the video that didn't, the one I was just doing, it was only probably about 5 or 10 minutes, and then my phone ran out of storage, and then, so I guess it didn't keep it. Sometimes it'll do that, and then it'll pop back up later and show up, and I need a new phone. But, I don't have a hole punch in here. I'm not that worried about it. I am going to glue this down before I change my mind on that, because I will. And then, it's not Wednesday. I don't know why I pulled that today. It's not the 2nd. Sunday. I don't know. He can go there for now. Anyway, and I can finish this off camera too, but, oh, I was telling you about, I had a pretty good, I think offset those like that. I had a pretty good day, physical therapy appointment today. Excuse me. And I walked with my quad cane. That was my record distance today. So I know that's getting a little better. I was a little discouraged by a question that I asked that, you know, I appreciate honesty, but doesn't mean I can't be disappointed by it. I asked about the transition, not that I'm ready, but I just wanted to know what the transition looked like, to the point where, you know, like I went from the walker to starting to use the cane. So like I could use the cane for, it started with 3 steps and then it went to like 5 feet. And then, you know, it's a gradual process. You don't just pick it up and go, okay, bye. And, you know, I said, you know, what does this process, or when could this start, basically? Because, yeah, obviously, if I can, I want to walk unassisted, you know, if it's possible. If it's not, then I'll deal with it and move on. But, anyway, so, you know, she just said, you know, honestly, in reality, or realistically, I said, yeah, and she's like, it might not happen. And I said, well, okay. And she's like, well, at least as long as you're using, you know, having to need the AFO, because, you know, I always need something for stability. So, and that's very different than needing something. I mean, people walk with a little cane that, you know, doesn't mean they can't walk without it, but, well, I don't know that that would be the case with me. But anyway, she just said, you know, my gait's not, until my foot works, my step is not normal. And I guess it won't be, probably. So, until, you know, all of my nerves and muscles do their thing and they come back to life and all is well with the world again, as far as I'm concerned. But that's not, you know, I guess there's a chance it might not happen. I mean, I always knew there was a chance. But anyway, so I just wanted to go, look, Ma, no hands, and run off and, you know, like a kid riding a bike, right? But, hey, a girl can dream. Yeah, I'm going to have to cut off. And don't get me wrong, I did not take that as, you know, she shouldn't have said that or anything like that, because I appreciate, you know, I don't want to be told something that's not true. But also sometimes that just makes you fight that much harder. So, yeah, so right now I'm like, okay, sounds like a challenge. All right, I'm game. Let's do it. So, this little foot of mine has got to start working. It needs to hold its own. I sure have enjoyed working on something creative again, or even journaling. It really makes you look at your days differently, I think. And, you know, it's not, I don't know, it's just different. I missed it. Not that I had done it that long. I hadn't. But I still, you know, the little trick about pushing those in a little bit, it gives you a little bit more, it's not quite as tight of a pocket. Of course, apparently it all pushed. Okay, I'm going to have to re-glue that apparently, because I shifted it probably one too many times. But, oops. Anywho, So, yeah, that was a little like, okay. But then I continued to walk and, you know, got my furthest distance yet. So, you know, it was today was still a win. And I'm going to let that dry before I fiddle with it anymore. Well, we are making progress, but I guess the more you do this, the more you get into a groove. And so that is, oh, that might be too much of a pucker. I don't want that much. I want the stuff to stay in. Okay, well, what's done is done. Okay, so that goes in there. That's gonna go in there. Oh, I did like my color cards better though. That's all right. I think I'm gonna write, I have this little squiggly, it's a Delusions brand, you know, from Ranger. I should have probably drawn the lines on before, but I still can do it. And then journal right down there maybe. And then Sunday, I don't know if I have anything that says New Year's Day. I don't like this green so much. Let's see if I can change that, because I have markers somewhere. How about if it's a darker green? What do we think? Sure. I think it just gets lost. I don't think I like that. The paper did not like being wet at all. It was like rough. The texture was rough. Okay, scrap that. I'll find, oh, I was gonna use I forgot about that. I have this. So I can cut out, I don't really feel like getting my, cutter, my paper trimmer out. I want to cut this out though. Might want that. I need to get active in that again. That's a great, the Get Messy Art Club. And, you know, you pay monthly or, I don't know, whatever your other options are, I don't know. And they have all these different art prompts. It's a lot of, the community is great. Sunday, 1, resolutions. Oh, still don't have Strive on here. Well, my goodness gracious. What do I do about it? Well, that's a very good question. Anybody got suggestions? I think I don't like the lettering. I think I'm gonna have to go cut it out. No. If I just put it on the white, boy, I totally lost my, oh, here we go. What if I do this? Let's see, if she's glued there, I move the snowflakes. We still have Believe. S-T-R. Yeah. I don't know. I don't think I like that. Okay, maybe Believe doesn't go up there. Maybe Believe goes down here, where I had it the first time. And then I'm back to that doesn't look good on that. I think I'm going to go cut that out of bold white letters. Let me, see if that's gonna work before yeah, I don't like that either. Okay, what's my problem? I don't know. I think that background's just too noisy. Well, I could do it on here. Cut that. That looks okay. Let me cut that and see what happens. Oops, I dropped it. Oh, now I gotta find it. Well, might have to cut them anyway. I think I dropped it on the... Oh, I found it. It almost fell in the little trash can I have sitting right here. Okay. Well, I think that will work. And then wherever I put it from there. Okay, that's gonna have to work, right? Tweezers. I want the reverse tweezers this time. There they are. Well, there's one pair of them anyway. Oh, that's not the ones that I want. These are the straight. I prefer the bent. And I have them here somewhere, but they're just under stuff, so. But this is really easy to glue. Sorry. Reaching across the camera here. But see, it works great at holding things that you're gluing down. Need to refill my art glitter glue. That little bottle's almost empty. It's lasted me a long time. Well, I guess that's not a fair statement, seeing how I haven't crafted in a while. Well, I did make cards. I made some birthday cards. I did a couple of card videos. They were... I don't have that down. I don't have any of it down pat enough to sit down and do a short how-to video or anything like that, which I don't really want to do that. There's a lot of those. I just like having, I know for me when I'm crafting, I like to have company, and I don't have anyone in my world that does this type of crafting. My sister will do some paper crafting, but anyway, so it's just nice to have. So I'll play a video and just listen to somebody and watch, and I always get good tips from even if it's something you already know about, chances are there's gonna be some little idea or something that you wouldn't have thought of, just because everybody's different and their brains work differently. And let's see, that was like that. Yay, now I can quit chasing these letters. Should have thought to do this a long time ago, huh? Anyway, I know this video is getting very long, and I'm not doing a very good job striving at this, so I might have to just do it, finish it off camera. But I'm thinking something like that and something like this. Ooh, I actually think I kind of like that, how it wove in. Yeah. And I could make that a flip out. Nah, I don't want to do that. I don't need anything else interactive on this page. And I had an, oh, create. Yeek. Yeek. Yeek, yeek, yeek. I don't have to use that if I run out of room, but I will cut this out though. I do like that. I'm happy with that. I can see it. It stands out. It says, hey, you know, I'm the important part of this page here. Strive. Sunday. Resolutions. Let me trim this down so I can get a real... Let me see if I can throw this together real quick, and then I'll say goodbye. See what I can give it some sort of little organic shape here. It doesn't have to be, you know, whatever. Ooh, I almost dropped those scissors on my bare foot. The one that doesn't work right. Boy, it really wouldn't have wanted to work then, would it? Okay, so strive. I can do that kind of cockeyed like that. And I can do resolutions like this. Oh, I was going to actually do word of the year. I forgot about that. Okay, I'm going to see if I can finish this. Maybe get, you know, my act together on another page or two, and then try to come back and regroup. But I will hopefully have a little bit more put together project. I thought I actually had this one fairly put together, but I'm rusty at this. I'm dusty, rusty, and out of practice. So bear with me while I get some bearings back anyway. So I just want to use all the things on one page, and I don't have to. Dina Wakely used to, well, she probably still does, say it. I took some of her art classes back, I think, summer of 2020, and she used to say, what was it? You might know 85 tricks, but you don't have to do them all on one page. And I thought that was, I mean, I don't know if that's her unique quote or not, but that's who, you know, that's who I heard say it. So anyway, I always thought that was kind of, oh, that might be kind of cute. Nah. Anyway, all right. Well, I'm going to let you go because you're probably dying of boredom at this point. So I will try to catch you on the next page. Bye.